Thank you.
Well, good evening. Good evening. I want to thank Tina Brown for her great vision, Jeremy Travis for your leadership. But our brother Brian reminds us at the end of the day, the great fear, the great insidious perniciousness of inequality and of racism remains with us today. Why is it that the very idea of justice is so contested? I had a colleague at another foundation say to me recently, you know, Darren, you should be careful talking about inequality and social justice the way you do, because that's just not the way we approach things. Let's talk about opportunity. Let's talk about words that are less powerful, but more malleable. This is why we at the Ford Foundation call ourselves a social justice foundation. The last year for me has been one of many lessons, but I'll tell you two stories that encapsulate our challenge as a society. The first was a conversation I had with a prominent university president who appreciated that I had spoken about inequality and social justice in a talk. And I said to her, well, there is a time when university presidents would talk about social justice. The response was, we can't offend today. We're all fundraisers. We've got capital campaigns to run and buildings to build. So it's hard for us to talk about social justice. The second thing that happened to me was a conversation among a group of rather elite types who were talking about, in their view, how challenging it must be to work in Africa with all those corrupt governments. And I reminded them that our system is corrupt too. It's just legal. And we have to, as a society, get out of our smugness to challenge ourselves when righteousness and justice is why we are here. It just reminds me that we all have work to do. The American democracy needs every one of you in this room to do the work that you are doing. And I pledge to you that the Ford Foundation will stand behind you and with you on the journey. Thank you and good evening.